Newport News Shipbuilding honors the best of the best. I'm Brian Moore, and this is Focus NNS. We're here at The Rock, a reminder to all shipbuilders about the importance of quality and excellence, and in building always good ships. The President's Model of Excellence Awards is also a reminder of that message. We'll take you to the ceremony and introduce you to some of the shipbuilders being recognized for their efforts. Plus, planning is underway to make a famous piece of the past an important part of the future. And walking strong, it's Heart Walk 2016. Those stories and more are coming up, but first on deck, more than 100 shipbuilders are recognized as being models of excellence. Yasmin Robinson with our communications division takes us to the celebration and introduces us to some of these incredible shipbuilders.
Hard work and innovative ideas are the secret to 130 years of success. 140 shipbuilders were recently recognized at the 2016 Model of Excellence Awards ceremony.
The Model of Excellence Award is the highest honor bestowed upon Newport News shipbuilding employees and is awarded by the president of the company for excellence in the areas of leadership, customer satisfaction, operational, and innovative excellence. New for 2016 is the Courage to Make a Difference Award, which is presented to an individual or team that demonstrates excellence in the areas of ethics, inclusiveness, engagement, or other behaviors.
At the onset, this is, one of the most prestigious awards in the company. So the bar ought to be pretty high for what comes through this and what makes it to the other side.
Over a period of several months, a board of employees representing each division meets with the president to review and discuss each nomination. This year, the MOE board conducted close to 100 interviews for 51 unique projects that were nominated.
Good evening. Tonight we celebrate and honor the achievements of 140 women and men who have distinguished themselves as models of excellence within the company.
On September 28th, the winning 18 projects were honored and 140 employees were recognized during the Model of Excellence Awards ceremony. And it's these models of excellence who are setting the tone for our more than 20,000 shipbuilders who continue to move this company into the future.
I don't think everybody needs recognition every day, but I think they definitely appreciate it, and I know that it feels good to, accomplish something and have somebody say, hey, good job. So just that alone means a lot.
You don't want to feel like you're taken for granted. You don't want to feel like what you're doing doesn't matter. So recognition on all levels of leadership or even within the team really makes a difference.
We're proud of all 140 Model of Excellence Award winners. For Focus NNS, I'm Yasmin Robinson. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Yasmin. Now, let's take a look at some other news from around the yard. Newport News Shipbuilding welcomed Secretary of the Navy Ray Mabus. He toured the aircraft carrier Gerald R. Ford CVN-78 on October 13th. He thanked shipbuilders and sailors for their continued efforts to test the systems and finish construction. Mabus says he's proud of the Ford and the innovations that the carrier will have when it joins the fleet.
I'm really proud of the shipyards like here. Nobody builds ships the way our shipyards do. No Navy in the world can touch these ships, but you need enough of them. You got to have these big gray hulls out on the horizon. Quantity has a quality all its own.
Ford is expected to deliver next year. Newport News shipbuilders joined forces for Heart Walk 2016 at Peninsula Town Center in Hampton and Mount Trashmore at Virginia Beach. The Heart Walk is the American Heart Association's premier event for raising funds to save lives from this country's #1 and #5 killers, heart disease and stroke. The event is designed to promote physical activity and heart-healthy living.
It's fun to represent the company at such an important event. You definitely want to take care of your heart. You know, we talk safety a lot at the shipyard, and part of that is just keeping yourself healthy.
You know, it can happen to anyone, and I think it's very important that we take care of ourselves, especially with our day-to-day grind that we do in the yard.
More than 2,000 shipbuilders participated, raising over $40,000 for the Heart Association. Being engaged and excited about the work we do helps Newport News Shipbuilding build the greatest military ships in the world. That's why shipbuilders in the In-Service Carriers program are working to ensure their voices are heard and their enthusiasm supported by coworkers and leadership. Guest correspondent Matthew Mose joins us now for a look at how the engagement champions of In-Service Carriers are making it happen.
That's right, Brian. The In-Service Carrier Engagement Champions are working to develop a culture of safety, diversity, and inclusion. It's a way to ensure that every person working at Newport News Shipbuilding feels that they're a valued member of the team.
One of the biggest challenges in the shipyard is communication. It's very important to have a clear and concise communication and feedback that flows in both directions. That is why the engagement champions are on the deck plates looking for concerns and suggestions.
The more that we can get down to the deck plate and really get in the minds of everybody who's actually on their hands and knees and in the overhead, in the bilge, on topside, working to make this ship come alive so we can deliver on time, we need them to be engaged. We need them to be safe.
We have opened up various ways for shipbuilders to voice opinions through things like the In-Service Carrier comment phone line, a dedicated email address, and the Seymour Engagement Facebook group. The engagement champion and the management team are frequently out in the yard or at office work locations, handing out water, safety information, lanyards, or just shaking hands with fellow shipbuilders. Face-to-face communication is a way to hear the valuable ideas and solutions to help complete a complex overhaul of an aircraft carrier, like USS Abraham Lincoln, currently underway, and first ever inactivation of the USS Enterprise.
The more people who we get connected with, the bigger this team gets, the bigger the mindset gets, the bigger the engagement gets, the better we can get this boat out safely. And I can't wait for the next boat to come in so we can start this thing all over again and have a really fresh mindset on it.
By identifying and removing barriers, every shipbuilder can be empowered to make a difference. And as a team, we can acknowledge the challenges of the past while discussing the solutions of the present and focusing on the success of the future. For Focus NNS, I'm Matthew Mose.
Thank you, Matthew. Well, plans are underway to give part of the past new life in the future. Aaron Pritchett with our Communications Division tells us how the original Enterprise may become part of the new carrier bearing the same name.
She's a legend all her own, the USS Enterprise CVN-65, the world's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier built right here at Newport News Shipbuilding. She sailed the seas and defended this great country for 25 deployments and 51 years of active service, the longest in the U.S. Navy fleet. From the Cuban Missile Crisis to the Vietnam War to the war in Iraq, the Big E was there and played a major role for the U.S. Navy. But after a half a century of dedicated service, her time was up. So in 2013, the process of her inactivation with Newport News Shipbuilding began. And since then, shipbuilders have been hard at work in and around the same dry dock where she was brought to life, defueling and preparing her for decommissioning, a process that takes time and evokes a lot of memories and emotions. But in the midst of this very intricate process, planning is well underway to allow the past to become part of the future.
Well, there's been a lot of discoveries, ups and downs, and we've overcome several things that have been thrown at us along the way. And it's just been really exciting getting to work with so many different people and different aspects. Considering the flight deck extension itself wouldn't allow the ship to fit into dry dock due to the crane envelope, it was a simple decision to be able to utilize that piece of material for the next CVN-80, hopefully. It is the largest piece of steel that's been cut off the ship currently, and it just made sense to be able to use that for the next ship to be recycled. Careful calculations were made to determine the correct amount of material that would be needed for a meltdown on possibly the CVN 80. And of those calculations, it was up to us to be able to cut it accurately, make sure we removed the right pieces, and made sure that we palletized it in a fashion that would be easily able to store and retrieve once the next contract has been ratified, to be able to go ahead and use that steel.
I've been a shipbuilder 37 years. It's my life. It's what I do. And yeah, I take pride in what I do. Right now I'm using a plasma machine. And plasma machine is a little different cutting from burning. It less fire, less heat, and it cuts through a little cleaner. So we prefer using the plasma rather than the torch. And it cuts pretty good and quick. They'll tell us how many pieces they want, and then we'll add it on pallets, how many poundage they want. I think in the last RR they wanted 20 pallets, about 5,000 pounds. So we'll make that happen for them. It's a big deal. They kind of take it to heart. Basically, add a little history to a new history, making history as we go.
Like you say, it's not just tearing it apart. You're thinking about everything you're doing, and every now and then you slip back about memories on the ship or with friends, and some of us are back together again, and some that aren't here, I think of them. It served us well, but its time has come. And just to finish it up like this is really a big deal to me.
The shipbuilders who work on board CVN 65 have taken great pride in making sure that the work that they've done is right and on schedule. And as much time and effort goes into making something like this happen, it's really important that we do it right the first time so that we can set a precedence for future work.
USS Enterprise CVN 65 has had a lasting impact on this entire country, and especially the men and women who have served aboard her and the shipbuilders that brought her to life and are currently hard at work preparing her for her future decommissioning. For Focus NNS, I'm Aaron Pritchett. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Focus NNS. Make sure you check out all the latest news on our Newport News Shipbuilding website. There you'll find the latest edition of Currents and Yard Lines and video highlights showcasing the people and products of Newport News Shipbuilding. Plus, check us out on our social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You'll find us under Huntington Ingalls Industries. You can also check out our content on Cox Cable Channel 1886. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Brian Moore.